Okay. The game has now started. It is time. Let me get everything up on screen for you guys. The game is now loaded, so we can actually just throw that up on screen. Go ahead. And when we have that up there, I will introduce the players and their starting location. So over here in the south, with incredibly creative style, he may have his big moment here in RTS Esports, winning not just any tournament, but the Dreamhack 2011. Make some noise for Hero. His opponent, also Korean, from the team Evil Geniuses, a Terran known for either intense macro, in other words, economic style, or very aggressive all-ins. Give it up for Puma.
Wow, this crowd, Tasteless. If anyone thinks this isn't a sport, you can just tell them they're stupid. Artosa said so.
This is so exciting to see these two guys duking it out here. We really couldn't ask for a better finals here. Now, as you guys could see, Puma is going over here to the center left starting location. So he's actually going to find his opponent right away. He misclicked there for a second, which is unusual. And now he's going to go ahead and harass the SCV over here at the entrance. But Puma already walling in. And the general rule is that if the Terran walls in this early, and this is a tip whether you're a pro or a newbie, and they wall in this early, they're not going to take their gases, and that means they're probably going to go for a quick command center. So Hero might read that information that way. We'll see if it's the case in a second here, if he takes his gas.
You know, it's really tricky with Puma because he does love those one base all-ins as well. So walling in could be something just to trick Hero. Hero's going to have to be really careful about how he does this, especially in these spots on Metalopolis, which are close by air.
Yeah, they're very close together. And as you can see, the SCV for Puma now entering Hero's base. It is a little bit easier for Terran to scout the Protoss and for Protoss to scout the Terran. Protoss has to deal with the wall-ins. The fact that the Marine comes out right away. And this is one of the reasons why we see good Protoss players like Hero using the Chrono Boost ability to get the Stalker out a little bit faster, because it's much easier for a ranged unit to try to take out a scouting worker than a melee unit.
Well, all right, Hero is actually playing pretty conservatively here. We see that he's actually going for a very quick robotics bay. And that means that he's going to be able to get an observer into Puma's base and scout what he's doing right away. But the build Puma's doing against that is very strong. It's a quick command center into 4 barracks. We're going to have to see exactly what Hero wants to do with this. It may involve some sort of immortal pressure after an expansion or before.
Okay, so he's going to come up here with a Stalker. This is called peeking. He wants to see what he's going to see up here, and it's 4 Marines. He only loses a little bit of hit points, and the shields do come back very quickly. So we've seen Puma do this throughout, specifically this tournament. We've seen it in a few tournaments previously. It's called a powering build. He basically cranks out a ton of Marines, and what he does is, as he expands this way, and it's quite unusual for Terran to do it like this, he will push forward, as you can see here, with the Marines. He will push all the way to the Protoss' front door.
He will try to at least. Hero's Stalker Micro is absolutely unbelievable. He will back up now, let his shields start to recharge just a little bit. And of course, he does have a couple extra units at home. The SCV not getting in. But I think he does know that there's at least 2 gates there right now.
So with this weakened Stalker, really nice control here by Hero, by the way. He is absolutely not afraid of whatever Puma has to throw at him. And as we said about a minute ago, he's going to keep sending Marines down here. He's not going to stop this anytime soon.
Well, right now the Observer is about to go into Puma's base, so Hero's going to know exactly what is going on. At the same time, Tasteless, he's going to go ahead and get a Nexus as well as an Immortal.
Really nice so far, the Observer. As you said, in the base right now. It looks like he will take out the first Stalker, and this is the first Protoss unit to be destroyed in this game. And of course, the Protoss units a bit more valuable than the Terran, especially with the build order that Puma is going to go for. Puma is going for a lot of very small, weak units, but in a group that can be quite strong. Whereas the Protoss in this situation has to assemble a perfect balance of different units with different abilities in order to hold up the raw strength of the Terran is going to try to throw at him.
Well, Hero's going to need a lot of micro. Right now he has 2 Sentries, an Immortal, and 2 Stalkers that are going to have to take out all these Marines that are coming at him right now. He is rushing right up to Colossus, which of course is the greatest thing you can do against the build Puma has done, but he's got to live through this first.
Oh,
nice. Beautiful scan right there, and missed force fields.
Yeah, that's 2 force fields that are essentially wasted.
As well as a dead Sentry, so Puma takes a nice early lead with this push.
Now the Stalkers just so slightly outrange the Marines, so a lot of this is a little bit of back and forth of one player trying to fake the other one out. And nice job there with Puma using the weakened Stalker to try to draw back the rest of those Marines. Oh my god, he's got to be careful. We have 2 incredibly weak Stalkers, and Marauders are now in the game. And Concussive Shell, as I said, the word Marauder, Concussive Shell just finished.
You know, this game is very interesting so far, and a lot of it is because, oh no, the Concussive Shell is going to catch that first Stalker. The other 2 have a lot of damage on them. He is chrono boosting out a Colossus as quickly as possible, but it is only half done. Puma going to do possibly a lot of damage here.
Even getting the Immortal.
Oh,
the Immortal
man.
goes down, and at that point in time, that was probably the most deadly unit the Protoss had to offer here. The Sentry with only 1 force field remaining, not any way to really trap these Marines and Marauders here. And he retreats up the ramp. Will he lose the Nexus, or will Puma even dare run up the ramp into the main? Here comes the Colossus. This is the only way he's going to manage to save this at base. He has to make sure this Colossus stays alive under all costs.
And this Colossus is just doing huge damage, already with 7 kills. And Hero will hold off this rush. Despite losing some important early units, he will push back Puma, and he is on his way to another Colossi already, adding a couple more gates. Beautiful moves, knowing he's killed so many units so far, and there's no tech up for Puma. A double Colossus timing is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Really nice play. This game this game right now actually a lot like a big tug of war. As it goes back and forth with who is closer to the other person's turf and who is more dominant in the process. The 2 refineries for Puma finish. Another barracks on the way, a factory, and as you can see, a very late factory. The whole point of this build by Puma is that he only ends up spending minerals, so his SCVs aren't building refineries, nor are they mining from the refineries. Instead, he's able to make a lot of Marines, command centers, barracks, and SCVs. And only now is Puma going to transition into tech. Also note, very important, we have a Warp Prism coming out. He's very good. Hero is with the Warp Prism. He's had a lot of success. Notice here this ridge that I'm scanning on our screen. A lot of different places he can bring the Warp Prism up. With Colossus there, it's very easy to protect. These bunkers may not even matter.
Those bunkers, in fact, make Hero happy. He's going to use that Warp Prism to its utmost right now. Go in, perhaps harass with the Warp Prism, perhaps even force field the ramp and walk up with Colossus. He has a lot of options right now, whereas Puma has almost none.
Thermal Lance about to complete as he goes to the front. Meanwhile, in the back, he's going to try to warp in some units over here. Now, the Colossus does outrange the bunker, which is going to bait the Raiders forward. Meanwhile, over here, all right, he's going to warp in some Zealots. Oh, but from behind, he's going to take out the pylon. No more Protoss gets warped in over here.
That flank right there, Tasteless, that is absolutely huge. Somehow getting those Marauders out, and Hero's in so much trouble. Beautiful force fields, and it looks like Puma will clean up that army.
It looks like the SCVs have been transferred down here. There are still Zealots in the main, but guess what? Puma doesn't care. He's moving down towards Hero's base. Hero's base practically naked. I don't know if there's any way he can hold this off. He uses the remainder of the Marauders in his main to clean up the Zealots. The Warp Prism desperately turning around, and not much time left. The sand is running out of the hourglass. Does Hero have a solution?
No, he does not. It looks like a medevac even coming. The factory floating there will spot for anything on the high ground. The probe's now coming out. Probe's not going to do anything against this Marauder ball, and Puma is just pushing his advantage all the way, man. I mean, this game he is so dead right now.
He is totally screwed right now. He will lose the command center, no doubt. Meanwhile, there's nothing going on negatively for Puma in this game. He destroys the Nexus. And I assume he'll either back up or go on for the kill here. We have one Warp Prism and beautiful micro here as he dodges the animated shot from the Marauder. If it does not connect with the Colossus, it does not do the damage it needs to do. But
Oh!
landing Mules, he says it's over. Get out, and GG.
Wow.
Damn.
I tell you what, Tasteless,